Happy opening, and there's a drive to deep left field by Castellanos. Welcome into the PHNX Sun Devils show. I'm your host for now, Shane Diefenbach.
E-Bug.
Joined by E-Bug?
E-Bug.
What's that mean?
Emergency backup goalie.
Oh, yeah. Sega Baba. This is the second day of a back-to-back. It's actually like the fourth day of a back-to-back. With Sean DePaz. How we doing?
I'm fucking thriving
Juiced?
today.
Yeah.
I'm juiced.
So Sean smiles a lot on the show. Also, Totri's not here because he's
got the cheese touch.
Yeah, he's got the cheese touch. He's sick today, unfortunately. Hopefully he's back tomorrow. Sean, you smiles a lot on the show, but I think we're getting a genuine smile today.
Yes. Listen.
First genuine smile in years.
Yeah, in potentially decades.
In a millennia.
The streets are saying.
Hi, Charles.
Baseball is fucking back, man. I can't. It's the best time of the year. I had the good fortune of being at Chase Field this morning to try a lot of their new food, get a little tour of the ballpark. I'm thriving. Got my nice Negro Leagues jersey on that I got a compliment from the one and only Sun Devil alumni, Derek Hall. It's a good morning.
Amazing. It is a good morning.
Or afternoon. It's 2.
Yes, it is afternoon. What time? What was your favorite thing you tried?
Ooh.
Are you allowed to disclose that?
Yeah.
Okay.
They have a new Bao Bun chicken sandwich.
Dude,
it's like a Bao Bun,
so
but it's
good.
a crispy chicken sandwich with like
So
this
good.
chili sauce on it. Flawless. They also have there's some of the Versus dogs that they displayed. They have for Cleveland. They're gonna have pierogies on it. I love a good pierogi. And the Beantown dog has Boston baked beans and bacon on it. Honestly, everything I tried was really good, except for the Greek fries because I hate olives and it made me want to vomit. But otherwise, it was delicious.
I want some Greek fries right now.
Also, some of the merch that they have in the store, I got a sneak peek at that.
That button down. That goes.
They
crazy.
have some crazy hats this year.
Yeah.
Some
Sweet. Love to
Chase
love to
Field,
hear
baby.
it. Obviously, baseball's in full swing right now, and the PHNX D-Back show is doing a watch along tonight. So make
Yes,
sure to
sir.
join us right here on the PHNX Sports YouTube channel.
Me, Father Overlord Jacob, and the mayor Derek Montilla.
Yeah, we're about 3 weeks into ASU football spring ball. Saturday will mark 3 weeks done for spring ball. So we decided it'd be a good idea to kind of recap and not predict because not everybody's on the roster because there's still some project. There's still some freshmen that aren't on the roster yet or aren't here yet that are going to be on the roster next year. Kind of project the starters and talk about what their ceilings could be, skill position only on offense. So let's just start with the head of the snake in the quarterback. I think there's been some surprise with Meredith's ball. I think a lot of people see a lot of things that they didn't expect to see from him, but the clear 1 and 2 is probably Pine and Bourget. Would you agree?
I would definitely agree. I mean, obviously, I would say the biggest name in the quarterback room is Jaden Rashada, but he looks good, but he also clearly has some room for growth.
Yeah,
and he's also still really small.
But he's one thing I want to point out so fans don't freak out that he's not starting against. He shows that he wants to learn.
Yeah,
and he seems very patient. The only things we've heard about him are good things.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, I would agree. I think Bourget and in my mind, Bourget and Meredith have been the most impressive. Maybe I'm reading this incorrectly. I just have a hard time believing that Meredith has a real chance of winning that job. And obviously Bourget has a little bit of a head start, a different system, but he's been here and so he knows a lot of the guys. And you'd have to assume that it is, really a competition between Bourget and Pine. Obviously, my biggest concern with Pine is his size. He's just a very small guy. But I've liked what I've seen from Bourget. I'll say that.
Yeah, I mean, Bourget is just he's not going to blow you away with things that he does, but he'll blow you away with his stats by the end of the game.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, oh my God, he threw for 430 yards. And that could definitely happen this year in this Kenny Dillingham offense. And that's part of what we kind of wanted to talk about today because the ceiling for all of these players, in a vacuum could be whatever, but without a good offense or a good scheme or a good coach for that matter, it doesn't matter. And I think they're all put in really good positions with what Kenny Dillingham's offense and what Beau Baldwin's offense is going to look like. So let's talk about Pine and Bourget. Let's talk about both of them as they're going into the season as a starting quarterback. So let's talk about Pine. What do you think his ceiling is? What do you think he's going to be able to bring to the table?
I mean, especially if you're comparing him to Bourget, I think he does have this is going to sound coded, but he's sneaky athletic. Like, yeah, especially for as small he is. And you don't necessarily think athletic when you think Notre Dame quarterbacks.
He is, though.
But he has a little get up. Like, he if he needs to get out of the pocket, he can. Obviously, I think for a lot of ASU fans, that might be a little bit concerning, considering the last guy that could get out of the pocket maybe did it more than we would have liked. But that's not really something you get from Bourguet, is that mobility. He'll move if he needs to, but obviously he's more of a guy that's going to stay in the pocket and take a hit if he has to. But I have been impressed by Pine's just mobility, to be quite honest. And when you put it in the context of his size, like the fact that he is able to get balls where he is impressive. And obviously he played at a blue chip program. Like that experience is valuable. But again, I definitely still lean Bourguet.
I mean, that's why everyone got so excited, was when he was at Notre Dame and coming to ASU. Like, he might not have done some impressive, crazy things there, but he has experience at a Notre Dame, at a school like that. So we'll read off his stats from last year. Last year, 164 completions, 64% completion percentage, which is solid. 2,000 yards, 22 touchdowns, only 6 interceptions. Do you think those numbers take up if he's the starter?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like I like the touchdown to interception ratio. Yeah. It's just
he's gonna be throwing a lot more.
Yeah, and I don't know, maybe it's unfair. I think there's a little more dynamic of playmakers on this team than you were used to seeing on a Notre Dame roster. When you look at guys like X and Elijah Badger. So I'm interested to see, I do think there's always value in having a quarterback who can get out of the pocket like he can, especially in an offense like this. But I think you could see a similar level of production from him if he were to get that starting job.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a huge uptick in just usage, because obviously didn't throw the ball as much as he's going to here. So that's and I think you'll see rushing as well from him, because as you said, he is athletic, a lot quicker than you would think, and I think there is going to be a lot of motion, and I think there's going to be a lot of RPOs. Yeah. So that should be fun looking at him. Let's talk about Bourguet a little bit. Obviously, a guy that ASU fans are very familiar with, Trent Bourguet, last year coming in against Washington and just kind of dominating. That's fair. That's a fair word. He dominated that game. He was great. Finished the year with a little under 1,500 passing yards, obviously because of the late start to the season. But in the games that he did play, obviously he won his first 2 games as technically not a starter, because he wasn't a starter in that Washington game, but he damn near should have been. And then in the Colorado game, he threw for 435 yards before ASU lost the last 4 games of the season. What do you think we can see from Trent Bourguet in a full year as a starting quarterback at Arizona State?
Is saying greatness being dramatic?
A little bit, probably.
I'm not saying he's going to be out here competing for the Heisman.
Greatness for the school.
He's not Bo Nix, but I think I think you could get something similar to Bo Nix. I mean, he's a big, strong guy, so I think he could, not huge. I mean, not big. He's 5'11", but I think he has a good stature. So I think when you look at the Oregon offense last year and the amount that the quarterback ran, I think you could see something similar from Trent Bourguet. But like I said earlier, he's the kind of guy that I think is more willing to sit in the pocket and take a hit, which I love from a quarterback, obviously. And he has chemistry with these guys. Like, he's been throwing with Jalin Conyers, he's been throwing with Elijah Badger. So I think you could see a lot of those 350 yard games again, especially with the playmakers they have, because with this offense, you're going to have the ability to get the ball quickly into the hands of guys like Elijah Badger, who we know can make things happen once he has the ball in his hands. And then it's the big thing for me is I would like to see more games without interceptions. Like, as obviously he had only 1 game without an interception.
Yeah. But the completion percentage is off the chart.
But yeah, that's I think you're going to see a lot of that. It's just like you said, you're going to see a lot of games where you're not really noticing him, and then all of a sudden he has 400 yards.
Yeah, those 3-yard ins when you need 3 yards are going to always be there for you, especially in a Kennedy Dillingham offense. And as you said, the playmakers are what you want to get, or who you want to have the ball. And they're going to have it a lot this year. So why don't we go ahead and talk about them? The running back room is crowded.
Yes.
But in a good way. You have DeCarlos Brooks from Cal. You have Cam Scatterbo from Sacramento State.
Yes.
State, yeah.
Like the meme.
Yeah. Tevin White and George Hart, and then there's other people.
There's another freshman coming.
There's another freshman coming.
Guano mentioned.
Who's your starter right now?
It's tough. I'm leaning DeCarlos. Just, I mean, the experience, and I just think
he's so dynamic.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The versatility that he has there. But for me, ultimately, I think it will come down to the experience because I think they have really a really talented running back room. And I think they'll all have a role. Like you look at a guy like Scatterbo and that low center of gravity, just him kind of being a little brick house. Mm-hmm. Like he's definitely going to have a role in this offense. But I think by and large, Carlos is going to be that guy in part because of the experience, and then again in part because of how dynamic he is. I think he offers a lot of variability in the offense, and we've seen a decent amount of them, pushing running backs out wide and making them a part of the passing offense. And I think DeCarlos is probably would be the most effective in that role. So he's definitely who I'm leaning towards.
Yeah. Obviously not the starter at Cal last year, but still was able to rush for 250 yards. What's his projected stat line, DeCarlos Brooks, next year?
I'll
go first. I think he rushes for, if he's the starter, and again, it totally depends on what this is going to look like. For reference, X rushed for 1,100 plus yards. He almost rushed for 1,200 yards last year. If this is a one running back system, and Kenny's usually not doing that, but let's just say for the sake of this exercise, I think he could go for 1,200.
Yeah, I think so too. It's tough. I agree. Yeah,
there's going to be so many rushing attempts.
Yeah, it really depends on how much of this is a one running back versus a running back by committee thing. But I do. Yeah, you mentioned X got close to that, and my biggest concern is that is this offense going to rely as heavily on the run as they did last year? Because they relied quite heavily on the run. But I think when you look at Oregon last year and how much they were able to effectively run the ball and how much of that team dominated in the trenches, obviously this team is not going to have that kind of talent on the offensive line. But still, I think that's a fair. I think that 1,200 mark is like a fair. I think it'd be a challenge.
It's lofty,
but it's a fair
sure.
challenge.
It's lofty for sure. It's he can do a lot, and that's not even talking about receiving. Like this offense is going to look so damn different.
Yeah.
And when I say attempts, I don't just mean rushing attempts, but attempts to catch the football, make a block, whatever it is. Because when you look at a Kenny offense, not only are they usually on the field a little more than normal, not because the defense stinks, just because they score faster or they. Kenny always says if you have a quarterback that throws 50%, why would you not throw it twice on first and second down?
Yeah.
Because one of those should be completed in theory. So I think you're going to have a lot of attempts. Scatterbo, what do you think he can bring if he is named the starter?
I mean, if you need someone to get 2-3 yards running through the middle, like I'm handing the ball to Cameron Scatterbo.
Yeah.
So I think you might end up seeing him with a decent number of touchdowns if they're able to get close to the end zone. He will be that kind of, like I said, that if you need a couple yards, throw him up in between the guards or in between the tackles, and he will get you those couple of yards. So I don't think you're gonna see anything flashy from him. Like I don't think you're gonna get a lot of big runs, and not gonna see a whole lot of 10+ yard runs or anything like that from him. But he will be the guy, like I said, that when you need whether a couple of yards for a first down, a couple of yards for a touchdown, he's the guy I'm handing the ball to.
Yeah, he last year, different opponents, but was more efficient than Xavier Guillory. 195 touches, he rushed for almost 1,400 yards, and only got in the end zone 7 times off of that, though.
Yeah.
Whereas X got in the end zone a lot more than that.
Yeah.
16 times. So he's hard to nail down on what his role is going to be. It's just kind of hard to nail down on what everyone's role is going to be. But yeah, that's the running back for now. I think Tevin White can provide you with a lot, and I think George Hart can also provide you with a lot. And I think you're going to see a lot of rotating backs in this system. So I think it will be more running back by committee, but I mean, look, we're in spring ball right now.
Yeah.
We have no idea what this is going to look like in fall camp. JJ, we'll get to your comment in 1 second after we get to the receivers. So let's talk receivers a little bit.
You think Warren Washington play receiver?
Yeah, I think he could.
Probably.
This is the best receiving core I've seen in spring ball.
It's the deepest, that's for sure.
Yeah. This is the best receiving core I've seen in any practice format for ASU. I mean, in terms of depth, like I don't.
It's a genuine question of who will be that number 3, and it's not because it's like who's the lesser of 2 evils or 3 evils, like it kind of was last year, to be honest.
Yeah.
There's a number of options who, like, if you tell me they're going to be that 3rd receiver, I'm going to be happy with.
I think you have 2. You have 1 for sure NFL talent in Elijah Badger, and what we've seen from Xavier Guillory, he looks 1 of 1 with Elijah Badger.
Yeah,
like they look the same.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool that they were 1 and 2.
Yeah,
it's like one of my favorite things about it.
Thing 1, thing 2.
They can be a problem for defenses, and I think they will feed off of each other. Who is your? If you had to name your starting receiver or your starting receiving core?
Ooh, okay. I mean, obviously X and Badger.
Yeah. Who's your 3rd guy?
Listen, I've been very high on Melquan Stovall.
Yeah.
I don't think he is really in this conversation yet. I mean, to me, it's obviously between Javen and Gio. I lean towards Javen. I mean, he's just done a lot to like make himself stand out in these practices, I think. And I think he could be a very effective kind of slot guy. And we obviously know he has speed. He's been used in the return game at times. I think he could be like a little bit of a surprise to people because obviously everyone's focusing on X and Badger, but
I mean that's your dream.
Kid is talented.
That's your dream as a 3.
Yeah,
as a number 3 receiver is to have 2 of the most talented 1s and 2s. You don't think Tyler Boyd loves that?
Yeah, right.
On the Cincinnati Bengals, like Gio or Javen.
Yeah.
Like I don't really think it matters. I think they both provide a ton.
Again, you throw Melquan in there, and I'm going to be happy with that too.
Shit, you get Troy O'Meara going.
Yeah, and also they like all of these. All the guys we're talking about are small. They also have Andre Johnson, and they have great hands in Chad Johnson Jr. Like,
yeah,
there's dudes here.
So that's my thing is you have your unicorns. Like, you have 2 guys that can do everything.
Yeah,
Badger can catch fades. He can toast you on a short route. Mm-hmm. He can also take you deep. X is a vertical threat who can high point the ball wherever in the field. He can also run a ridiculous slant. He has great get off, great speed. They're your clear 1 and 2s. Mm-hmm. But then you have specialists everywhere else. Gio can be that smaller slot guy. Javen can be that utility guy. Then you get deeper. You talk about your Andre Johnson who's got size. You talk about Troy O'Meara. I wouldn't want to guard him on a goal line fade.
Nope.
I wouldn't want them to throw a goal line fade because I think the goal line fade is the worst play in football. But I wouldn't want in a 1-on-1 situation. I wouldn't want to be guarding him.
I honestly wouldn't want to be doing that with Chad Johnson Jr. Yeah. I think Chad Johnson Jr. might have the best hands on the team. Like he had a couple great catches. He has really good hands. Obviously, his size is one of the bigger issues. He's a smaller dude, or at least a more slender dude. But he is probably your 6th receiver at this point, which is wild to me because I think he could be an effective receiver in a lot of teams.
Yeah. Do we have 2 1,000-yard receivers this year?
I think so.
There was no 1,000-yard receiver for ASU last year.
It's just the yak ability. Mm-hmm. I mean, because Jalin Conyers is going to get his too. Like
there might be too many Cooks to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, with temper our expectations.
Let's just always get the ball.
Who's your leading receiver? We'll go with that.
X.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's going to be the best receiver on the team.
Really?
All due respect to Elijah Badger, I think he's going to be the best player on this team.
I disagree. I'm a huge Guillory fan. Badger's first of all, he has pack experience.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it really is just a question of who's the defense going to put the number 1 back on, the other one's going to eat. Like, I don't know if there is going to be. I just think it's going to depend on each game.
Yeah. Andre's looked really good, but that's only because and no disrespect to him, you just kind of forget that he's.
Yeah, I mean, this is
a mean way to say it, but there are so many. Your eyes are almost always on Badger and Guillory that you just like.
He's probably
he was poised to be your number 1 receiver.
Yeah, he's probably the one that has been like not the least impressive, but has not done those like things where you're like, oh shit. Yeah. Like there hasn't been a lot of those moments where I think he's really stood out like basically every other receiver, but he's also taller than every other receiver. Like he's big, and there's always going to be value in that because we know he's talented. So I'm interested to see what kind of role he plays, but I don't know. I'm not going to put it past Kenny to just keep throwing dudes out there. Like, I think everyone is going to get theirs to a certain extent.
Yeah. I'd love to see that. Obviously, there's one more room that we haven't talked about yet, but we can get to that.
I wonder who's going to start
in a little bit. Guys, we're doing something fun tomorrow.
Are we?
Or not tomorrow. Saturday. Excuse me. I'm just so excited. I want it to be tomorrow. BetMGM.
Yeah.
If you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet,
what are you doing?
Use that bonus code PHNX and you will get up to $1,000 first bet offer on your first wager with BetMGM. Here's the deal, folks.
Code word
PHNX. Download the BetMGM app and sign up using bonus code PHNX. Deposit at least 10 smackaroos. That's $10 and place your first wager on any game. You'll receive up to $1,000 in bonus bets. If your bet loses, just make sure to use that bonus code PHNX. And to kick off the partnership, what are we doing on Saturday, Shawn?
We're having a watch party.
Watch party at the Sportsbook, the BetMGM Sportsbook at State Farm Stadium. Come watch the last stage of college basketball play out, as they'll have food and beverage specials, giveaways, and massive TVs to watch the game on. This isn't a sports bar, it's a sports book. Specialize in that viewing experience. If you register and place your first bet also with promo code PHNX when you're there and you sign up, you'll get a free PHNX shirt. And now, my lovely voice.
Disclaimer, 21 plus to wager. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. U.S. promotional offers not available in Washington, D.C., Mississippi, Nevada, New York, and Ontario. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Colorado, D.C., Illinois, Indiana, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Wyoming. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369, New York. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP, Arizona. 1-800-522-4700, Kansas, Nevada. 1-800-327-5050, Massachusetts. 1-800-BETS-OFF, Iowa. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help, Michigan.
Yeah.
Put that shit on.
Where were we yesterday?
Heaven? Was that what that was?
I think so.
Did we die and go to heaven?
No, we didn't die because we're here.
Oh, that's true. Oh, no, we were just at Four Peaks. I mean, same difference, am I right?
Yeah.
You are especially when you get the food.
Yeah.
That's a bite of heaven right there. Take a sip of the beer, it's a sip of heaven.
You can also wear some heaven.
You can wear some heaven because
they got
some hella good merch.
They have hella good merch
And I don't know if you know this, we launched a new T-shirt in collaboration with them. New Coyote shirt. You know, it's got that orange. I forget exactly what they call it.
Burnt orange?
Yeah, but they have a specific name for it.
Oh.
Is it like the Sahara orange?
Ooh.
Not Sahara. Something like that.
Sahara
It's a special kind of orange.
Excuse you.
And it's very hot. Go to the PHNX locker. It's definitely in production. But it's go to the PHNX locker. And you can get it. And not only can you get the T-shirt, we're about to have a picture of it in un momento. Yep, there we go. Okay. Not only can you buy the T-shirt, you can wear it to our season wrap-up party at Fort Peaks. The food is good. The shirt is good.
The vibes are great.
The vibes are immaculate, if you will.
I will.
I know your favorite. That's your favorite phrase. But I mean, look at that. Look at that coyote, and look at the little details.
Yeah,
we don't mess around here. The bottom of the head, that's the Four Peaks, and we're not talking about Umar Bala and company.
We're talking about Four Peaks Brewing Co., but also the Four Peaks Mountains.
The mountains. Yeah,
you ever been up there?
No, I have not.
Absolutely beautiful.
I believe it. Is it as beautiful as the inside of the Four Peaks 8th Street Pub? No. If you don't believe us, go for yourself. Not only can you go there for that, but you could also go there for the NFL draft, because as we speak,
the Cardinals suck.
Well, they do suck.
Okay.
They have nobody on the team, but they will have at least one more person on the team, well, a handful of people because they got multiple draft picks.
Well, they'll definitely have another quarterback on their team.
You think so?
No.
They need to go draft
Anthony
DRT.
Richardson, you are an Arizona Cardinal.
Oh my, that would be, dude, could you imagine? That would be electric.
Yeah,
Anyways.
Just a bust.
Yeah, stop it. But we don't know what they're going to do, but we do know that they have the third pick right now. They might trade it, they might not, but there will be a draft on April 27th. So be there at 8th Street, Four Peaks 8th Street Pub. You got to be 21 or older to drink, but you do not have to be 21 or older to be there for the party and enjoy some chicken tendies or French dip, because that shit go cray.
Before we get into our next topic, I wanted to answer JJ's question because I promised him. I know we're talking about football, but when are we going to hear from Warren Washington? Need him back. I would expect it soon.
Yeah, I think the good thing for, at least as far as he's concerned, is it doesn't really seem like it's a question of him transferring. It's whether or not he continues playing college basketball.
Yeah. I think, I think you hit the nail on the head. I think it's just not a money thing as an NIL, but it's like, is he going to go on and play professional somewhere?
And you have to imagine, especially with the way that Frankie's been acting on Twitter, he probably wants him back. So you have to imagine there's probably some internal pressure from the players.
Dev is already back.
And Dev is already back, yeah. This has got to be some internal pressure. And he knows Enoch won't be breathing down his neck anymore. So it's a little comfort there.
Literally or figuratively?
Both.
You think Enoch was doing that?
Yeah, he was just...
What are you doing, Warren?
He was just mouth breathing on his neck.
Mouth breathing on his neck. Bad band name.
Terrible band name. But yeah, I mean, it's a waiting game as everything else.
I would expect. I'd be shocked if it didn't come in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be waiting around too long.
Probably sooner than that, sooner rather than later. Let's talk about the tight end room because that's the only thing we didn't talk about.
Bryce Pierre, you are the starter. Sorry, Jalin. Sorry to inform you like this.
I don't know if you guys saw, but we got a new podcast.
Yeah.
Jalin Conyers, The High Point.
Yeah.
Very, very fun first episode last night.
Him and his co-host Lindsay.
It was really fun. It's on our YouTube channel. It's under our Sun Devils playlist. Go ahead and check that out. It's also on audio wherever you get your podcast at the PHNX Sun Devils feed as well. So go ahead and listen to that. It was fantastic. They're going to be live every Wednesday at 6 p.m. right here on the PHNX Sports YouTube channel. A lot of fun.
The thing I love about those is like he just seems like he's a normal dude. He's like a cool guy. He's funny. And then you watch him on a football field. He's like, oh, that man is going to be terrorizing NFL defenses one day.
Yeah, not only is he good at talking, but he's also very good at football. There was a ton of highlights out of practice today.
As there is, it seems like every practice of Jalin Conyers.
This practice was a Jalin Conyers practice. He was dominating. He had another incredible one-hander. He's just going to simply be a problem. Obviously, he didn't come on until late last year.
Yeah.
Finished the year with only 38 catches, 422 yards, and 5 touchdowns.
And it was not his fault. Like it was Glenn Thomas and that offense and the way that offense was called that didn't give him an opportunity. Yeah. So listen, he's the kind of guy where like it almost doesn't matter. You put me being quarterback. If you get it in the area, he's probably going to catch it. Like we look at like the scrimmage from last week, some of the catches he was making, and then we talk about the playmakers in the receiver room. He's not quick like those guys, but he's equally as difficult to get to the ground. Yeah. Like he is a very hard man to tackle. This is going to be Yak University.
Yeah, Yak University.
Put it on a t-shirt.
That might be a t-shirt. So let's look at this game logs from last year. 1 catch for 5 yards, 2 for 12, 1 for 20, 3 for 25, 1 for 14 against Washington, and then
what
I
happened?
think that was when Iguana was like, I'm going to take over play calling duties in the Colorado game. 6 for 108 with 3 touchdowns. Everybody remembers that game. Everybody remembers the play where he dragged the entire Colorado defense down the field with just him.
You cannot tackle
7 for 66. And then only 1 reception in the Washington State game. But what was that? Oh, yeah, a 47-yard touchdown.
Yep.
Longest catch of the year for him. Against Oregon State in a 31-7 loss, by the way. It's a very good defense. Shout out Connor. 6 catches for 49 yards. And then against Arizona, 10 for 76. 1 touchdown. Obviously, as I said, finishing with 422, 5 touchdowns. Sean DePaz. Predict the stat line, Jalin Conyers, 2023.
Ooh, I mean, I think he's going over 1,000 yards. How many tutties did he have last year? 5. Give me 1,200 yards, 13 touchdowns.
Yeah,
I think he is going to be the single best player on this team this year. And I know we obviously have a little bit of a vested interest in him being good, but just look at what he did when he actually got an opportunity last year. You look at what he's done so far this spring. You just look at how he's built, like a very difficult man to bring to the ground. Shout out Yak University. And he, like, you could tell he just is enjoying being here, which I think is super valuable. And I just think this offense is going to be a vibe, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, the whole thing is going to be a vibe. Jalin is a vibes guy. Like, I think this man is going to eat. And again, you just got to get the ball in his area. Like, he's the one where it's like, I don't really care who's going to be the starting quarterback. Jalin Conyers is probably still going to eat. But especially if it's Trenton Bourguet, I think he is going to have himself a year.
They are roommates after all.
Yeah.
And they were roommates. The Arizona State Sun Devils played 12 games last year. How many touchdown passes did they throw?
13.
18. I think that number is going to tick up significantly.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Like a lot. I think they have a potential to throw 35 to 40 to 50 to 70 to 100.
What is the award for the best tight end in the country?
You can go ahead and look that up. It's not the Buck. No, the Buckeyes is the No.
That's a linebacker.
Yeah, that's
isn't it?
linebacker. This could be lofty, but I think he can. I think he's going to go double digits in touchdowns.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think he catches 70.
I think he's
70
going to
balls?
win the John Mackey Award.
Okay, John Mackey. Yeah, I think he catches 70 balls for 1250 and 14 touchdowns.
Yeah, so we're right about the same ballpark. Yeah, I mean, this dude, Totri has been saying it, and at first I thought he was just saying it to say it. Like this, he's going to be the best tight end of the pack. I think he.
Dalton Kincaid's gone. So
yeah, exactly. Like both those tight ends are gone.
Yeah.
Which is not to say Eames still might be the best tight end in the country, even if they were still, or in the conference at least, even if they were still here. But he is going to terrorize Pac-12 defenses this year.
I'm going to ask him that next time I talk to him. I mean, I know he'd say confidently he will be.
Yeah.
But like, I'm going to ask him if there's any other competition. Is Jake Bobo back? I think he was a wide receiver anyway.
Yeah.
Jalin Conyers is good, and I think this offense is going to cook with him there. You know what else cooks? The hot dogs on the rollers at Circle K. They literally do cook.
I was literally at Circle K before.
Wow.
They had fresh chicken tornadoes and
Take it away
dogs.
then, Chicken Tornado, man.
What's that?
Take it away then, Mr. Chicken Tornado.
I should have gotten a chicken tornado. Thankfully, I had a
good.
little coupon for this, so I didn't even have to pay for it. But they're like 79 cents even if you do. Like you can find that in your seat cushions.
Yeah.
Circle K is simply the best gas station. Listen, I'm not going to name names. I was driving around yesterday because I needed gas. I was seeing some of these gas stations. They were out here charging $4.99 for a gallon of gas. What are we doing? Meanwhile, I go to Circle K, it's $4.49. Like, obviously, gas is a little expensive right now, but at least they're trying to save you money where they can. That's because Circle K is the best gas station on the planet. You can get coffee for $1.89, a 12-pack of beer for less than $10. You got a 10, you got a pack of beer. Simple as that. And we said it yesterday, you could win yourself a gosh darn motorcycle, a dirt bike. If you go to Circle K, they have an in-store sweepstakes. You buy 2 or more 16-ounce Rockstar energy drinks, and you'll have a chance to win a Husqvarna FC 450. It's a dope-looking dirt bike. Just, if you win it, be responsible. Don't be out here acting like Meat Mill. And you might be asking, where is my closest Circle K? You should probably know that at this point because it's like knowing 911, like you need it in case of emergencies. You should always know where it's at. But if you don't, that's fine. I'm not going to judge you because we got resources for you. Go to circlek.com/store-locator to find your closest Circle K. It's the gas station of the gods.
Yeah, Burrito of the Gods is Burrito Express. Head over to any of their locations, many in the Valley, but specifically the Tempe one if you want some vibes after a game, before a game, after practice, before practice, during the Pats run. Maybe you can alter the horse a little bit, and, or pocket burrito. Yeah, duh, pocket burrito.
Or do like you know how they do Burrito Cart?
Yeah, do
burrito run, and you got to stop running when you eat a burrito, and you got to finish your burrito by the end of Pats.
What would your because what I do in beer cart is I just don't start until I finish my beer.
That's fair.
Like I'm just killing it in one fell swoop.
I probably am saving it to the end because I'm not trying to have a belly full of burrito and then run. I'm trying to get to the end and then use it to kind of replenish and then take that final step across the line.
What if I'm coming storming, throwing up while I'm running, and you're just trying to?
Well, then you lose. You can't throw out the burrito.
Yeah, you can.
You can't.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Damn.
Plus, it's that good. You probably want to eat it back up anyways.
Well. That's disgusting.
Yeah, a little bit.
But the Burrito Express isn't disgusting. Thank you, Burrito Express, for just obviously being the best burrito, but also giving us food
and for supporting our athletes.
Yeah, supporting our athletes. Yak So Hard University, Burrito Express So Hard Restaurant. What's today? The most beautiful day ever.
Opening day.
It's opening day.
It's a national holiday. It should be a national holiday. We shouldn't be after working right now, but we are.
We shouldn't be
for
after
you.
Working. So every baseball. So let's talk about the Diamondbacks for a second, just really quick. Their starting lineup's weird.
It is a little weird.
So I decided we would do something to make it less weird and make a weirder starting lineup. Anybody is up for grabs in Arizona State athletics, except for obviously the baseball and softball teams. So that wouldn't make sense.
I was just going to say baseball and be like, okay, drafting the entire softball team.
Together, we're going to craft a starting lineup.
Okay.
So let's start with the pitcher. Our starting pitcher for ASU opening day.
Trenton Bourguet. You got to go.
Yeah,
you got to go quarterback. And he's the tallest of them, or he's not the tallest.
No. He's
I might go Ben Meredith or Conover.
Yeah, I think Meredith is the right call here.
I think you got to go quarterback, but pitchers can't be that short usually. So I'm gonna go with one of the tall guys.
Catcher, I'm designating Jalin Conyers.
Ooh, I don't like that.
Really?
He's more of a first baseman or the third baseman.
You're right.
I think he's playing one of the
You're
corners.
Right. You're totally right.
I'll put him at first base. He's got a little bit of like a vote. Or do we got a DH, right?
We do have a DH, but I don't want to put him at DH because
he's too good
he's
of
an athlete.
Yeah.
Who's out there? You know,
we gotta venture out of football.
Yeah, I'm trying to, but it's like you think of catcher as a big guy.
Yeah. Who else be out here catching things outside of baseball? I mean, yeah, it's a big guy.
Ooh, Scatabo?
Ooh, yeah.
I
do like that.
He's built like a catcher.
Yeah, he is.
Let's do that.
I like it.
Because he's fast too.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, oh shit. He's like Alejandro Kirk.
He is.
First base, Conyers.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. Second base. Now this feels like a basketball player. Doesn't it? Second base and shortstop feel like basketball players.
Yeah, I like that. You got man, can we do the Cambridge brothers? No. Can we use Dez?
No, I like somebody shorter. I like Frankie at second.
Oh, I do like that.
Yeah, because he coming back fielding a ball and then jumping like a Derek Jeter. That just feels like something Frankie would do.
Yeah, 100%. I like that.
Okay, shortstop. Ty Skinner.
Ooh, yeah, I love that. I love Ty Skinner there. Yep, that's a great one.
Okay, third base.
Okay.
Big Evan Longoria vibes here.
Yeah, I think
Grant House.
I like it.
Well, no, I like him more in outfield.
Well, I was thinking Leon in center.
Yeah, because he can cover so much ground.
He's fast as shit.
Yeah.
At least in the water, so you got to think he's got some speed.
Yeah. Third base, I feel like is somebody that's not less athletic, but like Grant's too slender to play third base. Like swimmers are too slender for their third base. I feel like third basemen are always bigger.
I feel we got some vibes going on out there. Okay. Interesting. What other sports are we missing here?
Golf.
Okay.
Hockey.
Oh yeah,
hockey would be a good thing. Is Semp?
Semp should be catcher. Semp should be catcher.
Yeah, Semp's catcher.
And then move Cameron to third.
Yeah. Yep.
Semp is so definitely our catcher. Duh. I can't believe we forgot the goalie.
Oh my god, that would have been a huge miss.
That would have been a huge miss. Oh man. So
is Scatabo a third baseman though? Yeah, no, because that might be Trenton. Somebody that can throw
a fucking rifle. Yeah, I like Trenton there at third.
Yeah,
Cameron can be a utility guy on the bench.
Yeah, I think he's DH.
Okay, I like that. I think he's a utility guy.
Yeah,
I think he's first guy off the bench.
Position.
He's first guy off the bench. But honestly, this should probably be Javen.
Stop it. Okay, so,
Javen can do a lot of different things.
I know. Okay, left field. So you want Leon at center?
At center, I think so.
I think Grant House in left field.
Okay.
Right field. Who's the Nick Castellanos of ASU Athletics?
What does that mean to you?
It just means somebody that's an outfielder that can hit jacks.
Why don't we go with the Pac-12 Wrestler of the Year?
Oh,
Michael McGee.
Okay, I like that.
Intermats. Well, I think they have 2 Pac-12 Wrestlers of the Year. Yeah, because they have Brandon Courtney was a Pac-12 Wrestler of the Year, and then from the Pac-12, and then Michael McGee was the. Well, we still have a DH, right?
Yeah, we still have a DH.
Oh, and we have a closing pitcher.
Yeah, and we have a relief guy.
That should be Leon.
Closer.
Last leg of the relay. Yeah.
All right, who's our center fielder then?
I mean, let's put Michael McGee there. He's a smaller guy. You got to think he's got some range.
Okay. We need a right fielder now.
So we're right fielding DH.
Yep, and then probably one relief guy.
DH. I feel like we should go.
We got somebody
Master
big.
Simone.
Yeah, I feel like we need to go with somebody big though.
That's fair.
Big Poppy, like Ben Coleman.
Oh yeah. Well, this would be a good place for a lineman.
Yeah.
Or a linebacker.
Who looks like Isaiah Glass. I think that's your DH. Yeah.
I like it.
Okay, right fielder now.
Another guy that I would like to have a decent arm. I'm not thinking quarterback.
I'm thinking that could be good for Mastro.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Plus, I mean, he's got flow. It fits the D-backs outfield. Like he's
okay. Last one. We just need a relief pitcher.
Someone you trust in a tight spot.
Conover. Potential.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
I feel like we could go special teamer here.
I feel like this is Des Cambridge.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I like it.
I feel like, I feel like Dev needs to be in the outfield. Somebody's got to go. I think
Why is that another relief pitcher?
But Dev needs to be in the outfield
Why?
because he's got bounce. He can rob everything.
True.
Okay, I think
He would have been a good third
I think
baseman.
Mastro is going to be a relief pitcher, and Dev is going to be.
He's a transfer, so he came in, provided for relief.
Okay, here we go. Your
Now batting.
Yeah, your 2023 starting pitcher for the Arizona State Sun Devils fantasy team. Benedict Meredith. Benedict Cumberbatch.
Benedict Matherin.
Catcher, TJ Sentenfelder. First base, Jalin Conyers. Second base, Frankie Collins. Shortstop, Ty Skinner. Third base, Mr. Trent Bourget. Left field, Grant House. Center field, Michael McGee. Right field, Devin Cambridge. DH, Isaiah Glass. Your closer, say it.
Who did we put it to?
Leon
Marchand. Baguettes, or croissants, baguettes, and bodies.
Your first relief pitcher, Des Cambridge Jr. Your second, Master Simone. And your utility guy, Cam Scatabo.
I love it. What order are we going in? I feel like I like a Ty Skinner or Frankie batting leadoff. I think that's your 1-2 there. And then you go on Frankie Ty as your 1-2.
Grant House is 3.
Okay, I like that.
Just feels right.
Jalen's got a bat cleanup.
Yeah, has to. And then
Semp is here for his defense, so he's going to be lower in the lineup.
Yeah. Isaiah Glass of 5.
Okay, I like that.
Semp's 9.
Yeah, Semp's batting 9.
And then Dez and Dev 6 and 7.
Okay. And then
oh wait, no, Dez is a relief pitcher. So Dev is 6, Bourget 7,
and who
Michael McGee
8, and then Semp. I like it.
Boom.
Dogs.
That team's winning 162 games.
100%.
100% of the time.
Straight to the World Series.
Yeah. Straight to the World Series and straight to the arcade. Dude, that baseball game they have at Mavericks.
Dude, I hit different today.
I could play that for hours.
I'd rather play that than actual baseball. I'm kidding, but not really, actually. That shit was mad fun.
Yeah, it was really
because it's one of those games where it makes you feel like there's skill involved. Like it makes you feel like you have an opportunity to get better at it, and I like that about a game.
Yeah, especially at a place without as many vibes as Mavericks and Octane Raceway. Book some fun this spring at Octane Raceway and Mavericks. Kart racing, virtual reality, laser tag, axe throwing, bowling, arcade, great food and drinks. Watch all the NCAA games at Mavericks in the trophy room, grill, and patio. And you get a free $10 game card when you purchase an entree at the trophy room. Check out octaneraceway.com and mavericks.com to learn more. If you were to go today, it'd be Big Bucket Thursday, $20 beer buckets. Or tomorrow, they got trivia night. Rotating drink specials from 8 to 10.
We need to do that at some point.
Yeah. And then if you like bowling, Saturday and Sunday, 50% off bowling.
Damn. They do that on the weekends? That's so generous of them. Yeah. That's the time I would try to go bowling.
But yeah.
But still, I'm not like I'm working on a Saturday. Well, I mean, sometimes I am. But, not everyone's got jobs like this. If you're anything like me, you couldn't really sleep last night because you knew today was a national holiday.
Momentous day.
It's like Christmas. You can't sleep the day before Christmas. You can't sleep the day before opening day unless you have OG Sleepy Time gummies. They're Sleep Edition gummies. They're live, they're active, and they're helping you get a good night's rest. They got special compounds that not only help you fall asleep, but unlike melatonin, it helps you stay asleep. Because melatonin, I'm always waking up in the middle of the night, not feeling great. That's not a problem with OGs. I genuinely feel so good in the morning after I take OGs because my cat likes to act up at night.
Yeah.
And I sleep through it with OGs. They're amazing. And you might be asking, where can I find it? At your local dispensary. You just got to head to ogsbrands.com and they'll tell you where you can find it. But as always, you must be 21 or older to enjoy OGs. They're a vibe. I also love, not only do they have the Sleepy Time gummies, but I love, maybe popping a couple OGs, now that baseball's back, going to a game, partaking in now what this some crazy ass food that they got there, and just catching a vibe. Catching a vibe at Chase Field. Do it. Get some OGs, get yourself some baseball tickets, and have yourself a day.
I'm catching a vibe betting on baseball again.
Ooh, so am I. Well, I haven't yet, but
I think I'm undefeated.
Ooh.
I had...
what'd you have? Sox? Or you had the Orioles over the Sox?
Wow, Orioles barely won.
God.
They won 10-9.
I think I'm a D-backs fan.
Thank the Lord. I had first 5 over in the Braves game, or the Braves first 5 over, 2.5 runs. That hit. And then I had Blue Jays Cardinals over 7.5 runs. They already have 8 in the bottom of the 4th. It's just a vibe to bet on it.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, free pick of the week for you. D-backs money line tonight.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what it's at. Last time I looked at it,
free
was like
pick of the
140.
week. BetMGM Sportsbook right now has Corbin Carroll plus 400 to win Rookie of the Year.
That's some pretty good odds.
Oh, Aaron Lee hit on Aaron Judge home run. Is that because you shared the same name?
That's probably smart.
I cannot believe that dude. First at bat.
You can't.
I mean,
I can't.
But
I know it's just
cannot
like
believe the consistency with this dude. Like it was expected that he would do that.
Yeah, and it's also the fact that he did it against the Dodgers, who thought they were going to have him and Correa, and now have neither of them. You're going to finish 4th in the division. Losers. I hate the Yankees very much, but Aaron Judge is very good at baseball. But yeah, D-backs plus 145 tonight. Also, Father Overlord Jacob, he just sometimes is really good at predicting home runs. Cattell Marte, he felt tonight. And I've also been feeling a little Seawalk bomb.
I know this is not the D-back show, but I just kind of want to...
It's opening day. Everything's a D-back show.
Our ex.
Oh, no. What is Dalton Varsho?
He is 1 for 2 with 2 RBI.
Dalton Varsho, good at baseball.
Did he hit a bomb? I think he probably did.
Oh, no.
No, doubled to right.
Okay.
First at bat.
Listen, we got Gavin Moreno and Lourdes Gurriel. We got 2 people from that trade starting on opening day.
And then he hit a sac fly.
So let's see.
Amazing. Riding with you, D-backs money line. Do it on BetMGM, guys.
Julio Urias is not going to be that good this year.
Been a pleasure as always. Anything else?
Nah. Let's go ball. Baseball, that is.
Let's go Bial.
Let's go
Baseball, that is. You can follow me on Twitter at Shane Deef. You can follow Shawn on Twitter at Shawn. Oh, wait. Sorry. You can follow Totri on Twitter, the man who's not here, at Anthony_Totri. You can follow me on Twitter at Shane Deef. Follow the show on Twitter at PHNX_Sun Devils. And you can follow Shawn on Twitter at Shawn_DePaz.
Just fucking juice for baseball as always.
We'll see you guys tomorrow for Friday Fun Day at 2 p.m. But until then, peace.